Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Star Wars Library. Today, we're going to be going back to the comic books of the Tales of the Jedi series and talking about the Sith War. Woot woot. This came out in 1995 and it is now by Kevin J. Anderson. He has taken completely over the series at this point. So, there's a lot of connections that you're going to start to see to Dark Empire and especially the Jedi Academy trilogy. So, it's a 6-issue story arc that is the Sith War. And basically, the story is Ulic and Exar Kun. They team up. Ulic is now on the dark side and is Exar Kun's apprentice. And Ulic takes on and beats Mandalore the Ultimate. And he doesn't kill him. And instead, they're like, you need to come on and you need to come with us and we need to use you and utilize you. So Mandalore is like, okay, we'll go ahead and we'll do that. And so Exar Kun then corrupts all these different Jedi in Ossus, and he turns them into these monstrous creatures. While that's going on, Ulic is then leading an attack on the Jedi on Coruscant. Nomi Sunrider will meet up with him at this point, and she captures him and basically orders his execution. Like, there's no coming back for you. I don't care if we were buddies. Like, you're gone. And so Exar Kun will go and save Ulic, will get him, and when he does, he ends up fighting Vodo Sias Bosk in a really cool duel, and they all eventually retreat to Yavin 4. So, and then the Jedi follow. So Ulic will confront his brother Kay and actually end up killing him. And this completely destroys him mentally, and he realizes that he's gone too far. The other thing to take note is that Nomi then uses the Force to basically block Ulic's connectivity to the Force. So now he's no longer really considered a Force sensitive. He can't tap into the Force anymore. So he is now just broken. He's overcome with this emotion of killing his brother. He's kind of back to the light side. But then he also doesn't feel like he can do much or anything, and that, his identity is all wrapped in being a Jedi, or being a Force user. And now he can't do that. And so he just kind of is like, what do I do now? And so he's immediately sinks into this big depression. And Nomi's like, tell me where Exar Kun is going. And so he tells them Exar Kun's on Yavin 4. So the rest of the Jedi, they haul butt over to Yavin 4, and there's this massive battle. So during the battle, and near the end of it, because Kun knows that he's going to lose, he basically traps his spirit in the Massassi Temple, and which is the future rebel base in Jedi Praxeum. One of the other cool things is that he sets up these creatures to guard this temple, and they're basically sent to this dormant state, and they wake up, and it's almost like a defense mechanism for him. So you're also seeing now some tie-ins to the Star Wars newspaper strips by Archie Goodwin and all that. So that's really cool, and so that's kind of cool to see those connections. And then obviously the big connection with it is you're setting up Exar Kun for the future Jedi Academy novel. So that's really what you're getting, all set up for in this whole thing. So that's what we're building up to. So foreshadows Jedi Academy. So it's a good story. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorites of the Tales of the Jedi. I think it's tragic. It's action packed. It sets up future EU events. So I really, really enjoy the Sith War story arc. Now the question becomes, though, is this an essential read for your Expanded Universe reading? I think it is essential if you're reading the Tales of the Jedi series. If you are, most definitely it's essential. If you're going to read the series, I don't really think any of them you should skip. I think they're all essential to the plot. For the overall Expanded Universe, no, not really. I don't think it is. But I do think that it's a great piece, not only of the ancient Jedi and Sith, which is always interesting to me at least, and I think to many others. It is also cool to get that foreshadowing of Exar Kun and why he's there, and And then when you go back and you watch, A New Hope, and you see that base, that Exar Kun is, his spirit is kept in there, and the history of that planet and of that, that temple. And then, of course, even more so doing the later EU stuff post A New Hope. So it just adds to the history, and again expands the universe, right? Which is the whole point of this. So I think it's definitely a good read, and I think that you should read it. But is it like an essential thing that you must read? No, not really. But I would highly encourage you to do so. So thank you so much, folks, for tuning in, and I'll see you next time with another episode. We'll catch you later.